So from a cycle count standpoint, there's a couple of different ways that cycle counts work in HotWax. We have three options, well, two options really. One is a directed count, and another is a hard count. Maybe you would call it a full count as well. So a directed count is where you have, probably some of the more regular counts that you're doing, where it gives you a list of it lets you provide a list to the stores of what you want them to count. So it's never going to be like their full catalog. It's probably going to be your best selling items or a certain high value range of items that you want to frequently count to make sure the inventory is correct on. Versus a hard count is simply asking them to count everything in their store and then you reconcile it. It's more something that you would do yearly or biannually, if biannually means twice a year. So yeah, when you create a count and you add items to it, you can move them over to assigned states. And while they're assigned, you can add due dates to them. You can see how they're progressing while they're assigned to see, how well are the stores moving along. I think something kind of handy to help stores kind of pace themselves is adding due dates. So you could plan counts for the entire week, but then put different due dates on them so they know when they need to be picking up which count. Makes it simple for you from a planning standpoint, but it also gives the stores the ability to know where to go at a specific time. From a store standpoint, this is something that they would see like a much more trimmed down, simplified view where they would just see the counts that are assigned to them. They can click into them and see those different items on their account. And they just have a very simple workflow to scan in inventory that they have. And yeah, just try to keep it super simple. Come in, scan all your items, and then submit that count. There's a couple of important settings that you could choose from. One is, do you want to show the stores their current on hand while they're counting? Now this can have pros and cons, so we kind of let you choose what you want to do. There's just a setting for that over here in your store permissions. If you want to show them systemic inventory, you would come in and everything that's been counted, you have a handy little threshold slider. So you can see, like whatever your acceptable threshold is based on that, what items are acceptable, what items you would need to review and get recounted probably. So all of these are pretty wild discrepancies. You probably would never really accept this kind of variance, and accepting it applies this variance to your on-hand inventory, and then we'll get to how this applies to NetSuite as well. But yeah, that's how you would go through this workflow, and then you can accept in mass as well. So let's say this is like all acceptable inventory, you can just go in and accept in bulk, and so that would just move all of that to like if there was no variance, you would not create any variance, but if there was any discrepancy created, that would be applied and it would show up in your inventory logs.